Hey there, it's Jenny from Southern Savers. Glad to have you guys join me tonight. We are going to talk saving on local deals, entertainment, car cleaning, rentals, whatever it is that you guys want to talk about there. It was Brian's idea from chat last week for us to cover this one, and a couple of folks have sent me even more ideas for future ones. So we're good for a little while, which is great. I'm also always up for any questions that cover anything. So feel free to type anything you'd like in the chat window, the little white box down in the right-hand corner of your screen, and I will see it, and then we will get to your question too. We usually get to all the questions. So it's not a problem. If you are new, then welcome, and feel free to share this after tonight with anyone else too. It's always saved on the YouTube page. So if you can't stick around for the whole thing, the final championship game of basketball is just calling your name, that's okay. You can always watch after the fact too. So I'm gonna start with tips that I have for saving on local deals, and then we'll jump around to questions as you guys stick them in the chat window. First off, I want to hit on the local coupon books, which is kind of like old school way of saving. That would be like the entertainment book or the Enjoy the City books. These books have been out for some of them decades. Like I remember entertainment books from when I was much younger. They have coupons in them, but most of them are for your big national chains because they don't really do these on a local level. They want you to think they do them on a local level, but it's not a lot of true mom and pop stores that are in those books. Are you getting a deal? Possibly, if you grab one, but you need to be really cautious as to the price that you're paying for those books. So for me, an entertainment book, if I were to grab it, I may pay $7 or $8, but I'm not going to pay any more than that. I'm not going to pay shipping. Most of them, to get the really, really great deal, do require that you sign up to have like auto ship on next year's book and they bill you. So use a gift card or something like that come next year won't have any value to it. And they can go to auto bill you for it, but there's no money to auto bill you in the gift card. The book will never ship. That would be the only way that I would grab that $7 or $8 book. If it came with the auto ship, would be to use that gift card to keep it from auto shipping the next one. And that's a great tip too for magazines that auto renew, to always just pay with a gift card that you have lying around. By the time the magazine's due for renewal, you'll have long used up whatever was on that Visa gift card. Enjoy the City is another book, and some folks get the Enjoy the City books, and I'll just put that name in here. Enjoy the City books for those Publix coupons that are in some, or really Winn-Dixie coupons that are in some cities' books. So if you head to enjoythecity.com, which for some reason it felt the need to make on 2 lines, if you head there, you can find coupon codes and get those books when there's a deal for around $1.50 to $2 a book, but it involves buying a ton of them, because they're really trying to market them for those Winn-Dixie coupons that you can use in Publix. Again, though, those books do not have a ton of true local deals. They're going to have Papa John's coupons and Hungry Howie's coupons for the national chains that kind of bought in, but that's it. And they're not necessarily amazing coupons either. When you compare them to the specials and the offers that those stores run, they know when they're putting those coupons out, and they don't really give it their best or their all for those types of offers. So I can't say that I'm in love with that. I would almost like kind of, now that we've talked about it, I would almost kind of scratch it out and say, okay, that's old school. That's where deals once were, and there may be some in there as you haul around your big old coupon book, but most of us don't do that. So new school would definitely be where Groupon and Living Social come in, and Restaurantscom. So if you have not, I can't imagine not having used a Groupon or a Living Social, but if you haven't joined the world of online vouchers and the deals behind them, then now is a great time to dive in. But both Groupon and Living Social do offer lots of local deals, and this one really does become mom and pop deals because this is how they're hoping to market themselves. So when you head there, it's going to be garage door tune-up guys. I'm looking at Living Social right now for my city, auto cleaning, kickboxing. I mean, we have everything under the sun, but they're true local folks that are trying to market their local businesses in these ways. Now, if you own a local business, this isn't really a great way to market your business, but that's what these guys are trying to do. So we're getting down to kind of the true local level for the deals. Before you dive into those deals as well, though, Living Social and Groupon always offer coupon codes. If they're not currently offering one and you can wait a couple days, then wait, because at least 2 days out of every single week, there will be a coupon code. Living Social ran 20% off on Easter. Groupon will run coupon codes every single weekend. Last weekend was 25% off any local deal. So you can get some really good deals. Not only are we saving a ton with the Groupon offer, but we're also pairing in a 25% or a 20% coupon code on top of that. And then let's take it a step further. Let's head to ebates.com, log in, create an account if you haven't already. And if I go through Ebates first, so I go to Ebates, then I search for Groupon. Once I'm logged in and I head to Groupon, I'll get 6% cash back on my purchase, and then I use a coupon code. So now I'm getting 25% off. I'm getting 6% back from Ebates in my next Ebates check, and I'm getting the deal from Groupon to use on the local service that I'm grabbing. So that could be eating out. That could be having your car washed. I mean, it's a ton of stuff that's there. So in terms of eating out, we've seen less and less offers that are available on Groupon and Living Social because restaurants have kind of realized that it's incredibly painful to run them. They're very expensive promotions to run. But we do still see restaurant offers that are available on Restaurantscom. So that would be another one. I'll confess that even in my 30-year-old self, 35-year-old self, I can't always spell restaurant right, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Restaurant.com, if you head there, they offer vouchers that are really like coupons towards your dinner. They're not like gonna completely pay for your dinner kind of vouchers. They are $25 off of a $40 meal, $25 off of a $35 meal. There's always a larger purchase that is required with a Restaurantscom certificate, but you've still saved over half to grab the certificate. And the fun part is that they usually always as well have a coupon code. So I can get a lot of times a $25 certificate from Restaurantscom that's gonna be off of a $35 or $40 meal. I can grab that $25 certificate, use a massive coupon code, and usually pay between $5 and $6 for the certificate. So I'm gonna save $25 off my meal. I paid $5 for the coupon. In the end, I'm 20 bucks ahead. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna get a meal. I may have a total bill that is $40, but I'm gonna save 20 off of that meal. So it can be a big savings, especially if you're traveling. We met some friends this past weekend and went to the beach for a day or two just to have a fun family getaway before surgery and all the stuff coming up this week. And the friends that we met, they didn't have a kitchen. We had a kitchen where we were, so they were eating out for all of their meals. Well, she had gone to Restaurantscom. She had found certificates for all the places that they planned to eat so that they could save for pretty much all of those meals. One big tip Restaurantscom wise is that they load new certificates at the beginning of the month, and they will run out at the really popular restaurants. But remember that the certificates don't expire for a year. So I don't need to be doing this last minute. If I know way ahead of time, my sister-in-law is going to go to DC and she knows that she's going to go to DC months in advance, then my huge advice to her is, okay, you've got a 4-month heads up. When it's the beginning of the month, I wait until I see the first coupon code come out from Restaurants.com. It's the second, it's the third of the month. Now's the time to hop online and to grab a Restaurants.com certificate for some of the big restaurants that are there for Washington, D.C. that do sell out, because come the 15th to the 20th of the month, you'll see them listed there, but it will say no more vouchers available. And sometimes they'll just go away completely. but they come back the next beginning of the month. So there's always a limited number and you're getting your first pick at them. So I don't want to wait. I want to plan ahead, especially if it's for traveling. Most of the time you know where you're going, and try to grab those certificates when you can. Now, Teray asked a question about how do you maximize a gift card for Restaurants.com, and that's really tricky. Restaurant.com gift cards don't actually work with the coupon codes. So to really take them and get an awesome deal with them isn't as easy as just buying the certificates to the individual restaurants. And Teray, this is one where I've seen so many folks post deals where you get 2 Fandango tickets and a $50 restaurant gift card, and they're saying, it's only $30. Well, it's not really a huge savings because you could have gotten the Restaurants.com gift, certificate for $4 or $5, but now you have this huge $50 gift card to Restaurants.com. It doesn't actually, I can't use a coupon code with it. It's going to buy me 2 $25 certificates, but that's it. So it can be, once you get into the gift card mode, there's not a big way to maximize them. If you have some to use, just go ahead and use them up on restaurants that you've always wanted to eat at. But next time, I wouldn't necessarily jump on the deal that got you that $50 gift card. And instead, I would just wait for the coupon codes for Restaurants.com. In terms of finding the coupon codes, Sarah, honestly, my biggest tip is to literally just Google. Retail Me Not can be a great resource as well. But just Googling Restaurant.com gift card, or sorry, coupon code, I'm trying to type and say that, Restaurant.com coupon, it's usually going to pull up Retail Me Not first or one of those sites, and it's going to show you any of the current coupons that are currently available. Today only, there's a coupon code where you can get a $25 certificate for $5, and the coupon code is Sprout. So if you wanted to head and buy a Restaurants.com $25 coupon or $25 certificate, you could. There's your coupon code for tonight, today only. Now, they're always 1 or 2 days long, but don't panic because another coupon code's going to follow in just a few more days. So it's not like I have to jump on this right now. That's what they want to make you feel like. But you'll constantly see new coupon codes come out every single week that range about the same. $5, $6. It's not a big savings difference between the two, depending on one coupon or another. And I would encourage you to do the same, Sarah, on Groupon. Just Googling Groupon coupons, which is very hard to even imagine saying 3 times fast. But you'll come up with all of the current coupon codes for those. Even Restaurants.com, I can head through Ebates first. If I did that right now, you could get up to 10% cash back with Restaurant.com. Let's see, there's always kind of different levels with that. Yeah, 10% cash back on any certificate that you grabbed from Restaurants.com. So you paid $5 for the certificate, you're gonna get 50 cents back in your Ebates account. Now you have a $25 gift certificate that's gonna, be a $25 coupon off of your meal. So you still have to owe some money in the restaurant, just so we're all on the same page. But now I only paid $4.50 for it because I got the cash back on top of the coupon code and on top of the discount in the restaurant. So take it a step further. If we want to go crazy and add on a whole nother level, then you pay with a credit card that earns you rewards somewhere else. So now I earn my cash back. You can even pay with a credit card that gives you cash back. So you can earn cash back with Ebates. You could earn cash back with your Discover card. You could kind of keep it going depending on whatever you used. I'm not pushing credit cards, but it is kind of a whole nother way to tack on the savings if you're good at paying off your bill at the end of the month. And I mentioned this, but just in case you missed it in the long Restaurants.com missive that I just gave you, don't forget that they don't expire for an entire year. So whatever you do grab, we can really and truly think very far in advance. If for some reason a restaurant closes down before you got to use it, you can come back to Restaurants.com and they will give you money back on the site to use towards another certificate, or you can ask them just to give you your money back. They'll do that too. They have pretty good customer service. So we've had that happen twice because sometimes the restaurants that are on there are tiny restaurants that are trying to get and drive more traffic. It's an option. One other way for restaurant deals, and this is if you live in a really big city, would be to check out some of the apps like Scout Mob. And I don't even know what all cities Scout Mob is in because I don't live in a really big city, but I have friends who live in Atlanta. Scout Mob is in Atlanta and is big in Atlanta, and they may only be in Atlanta now that I'm quickly pulling up their website. But you could head to scoutmob.com or look on their app. This is where you get a daily deal that is sometimes restaurants, it's sometimes for local artists, local vendors, and you're gonna get a big discount on whatever it is that you grab. Just keep in mind that it is used by a lot of people. So the friends that we have that have used it have gone to bakeries before that were offering 50% off a sandwich just to walk in the door, and the bakery doesn't even have any more bread because they've sold so many that day. But it can be an option if you lived in the Atlanta area or if there's something similar in a really big city that you're in. So maybe you just Google, Seattle dining deals, Atlanta dining deals, and odds are somewhere in the Google search results are going to be some of these apps that are more local, that have been built by local folks that are trying to do local marketing for it. Download them and kind of be ready to go for the savings. Amy has a question on lodging. So our family is considering a trip to San Antonio, Texas. How would be the best way to find a deal on our lodging? So Amy, when we travel, which is quite often or has been in the past, there are a few things that we've done. One would be if you have time to prep, would be to say, are we loyal or do we travel a considerable amount to where we could be loyal to a hotel chain? So for us, we tend to travel and stay in Marriott's. Now Marriott, I don't mean like true Marriott's, but Marriott owns tons of brands, Fairfield Inn, Spring Hill Suites, Residence Inns. So if we travel and we stay in those brands, we always earn points to do that. And then if I'm traveling for business, I'm still earning points, but I can turn around and use those points towards vacation later on down the road. We also know that we're going to do that, so we have a Marriott credit card. So all of our points from online shopping are all of our rewards for online shopping are turning into more points for more vacations. So for us, we have gotten to take some fun vacations that cost us nothing just to redeem those points. Now, that does, either include mostly using a credit card to do a lot of your purchases so that you're earning points faster, paying it off, or traveling a lot. So that's kind of option A, is if you feel like you could earn enough points to do that. We're to a point now where, I took my mom to New York, just she and I, this was a couple of years ago, for a Christmas present. And we got to stay in the Ritz-Carlton in New York, but we paid nothing to do that, just using those Marriott points. So it's not like we're taking a vacation all the time, but if you wanted to take a vacation even every other year, you've got enough points to pay for your hotel room for upwards of a week. That's option A. Option B would be to kind of pit some of these places together or against each other. So you can try the Hotwire, which is the one where you don't always know the hotel's name. You just know a general area, and then you get a price for it, a general star number. If you've never used Hotwire before, you kind of feel like you're playing Russian roulette. But in the end, whatever deal you get, if it's not the lowest deal, so when I finally book it through Hotwire, then I find out, okay, well, you're staying at the Fairfield Inn and it's at this place and this is the price you paid. If I end up finding that hotel cheaper, Hotwire will give me the new price plus, I think it's 10%, because you found it cheaper and you knew where it was versus going with them and putting your trust in them. Priceline can also still be a good option. I've heard a lot of people have great results with putting in, this is how much I'm willing to pay, no more, and seeing whether or not they can win on that price at any hotel. But both of those can be kind of for the adventurous folks who want to find deals online. So that's Hotwire or Priceline. Another one would be to watch Orbitz for coupon codes. Orbitz.com as well. I keep sticking these in. I'm going to guess that you know most of these URLs, but Orbitz does run coupon codes. They don't run them on they're not on Motel 8s and Red Roof Inns, but on some of the more top brand hotels, they will run 15%, 20% off hotels with coupon codes. It depends on sometimes what you're paying with. So sometimes those coupon codes are related to the Visa checkout that's come out recently, or paying with a Discover card. A lot of times it's the Visa. But it can be an option as well to use those coupon codes. Ebates does also offer cash back. So going through Ebates to get to any of those sites, it's not a ton in the travel industry, but it can be something. So like Hotwire, Ebates is currently offering 2% cash back. Orbitz, Orbitz is high, but don't let that fool you. So when you go through Ebates, it'll say up to 9.75% cash back, or that's what it says right now. But when you go and you click on Orbitz, you're going to see the highest one is really on cruises. And if you were to book a hotel, it's only 1.5% cash back on hotels. But you can, see what's there. Currently, there's a 5% off hotel stays on Orbitz as well. That is a coupon code. In the end, though, so those are just options for hotel deals. In the end, I would encourage you to also look at vacation rental by owner. And this is how we tend to travel. I don't know how big your family is, Amy, but for us, having 4 kids and 2 adults, cramming into one hotel room does not sound like a vacation to me. It sounds like chaos in a tiny little room. So we don't do that very often. And I personally love vacation rental by owners, so vrbo.com. And this is actually what we did last week. So if we decide last minute that I want to head somewhere, and I don't mean months in advance here, decide a week out, we're going to head somewhere, then I can head online and I can actually play around, find a house that isn't come through a management company, but is directly through the owner. And instead of saying, you know what, they've got this price on here and they're telling me it's $250 a night, I can actually go to the owner and say, you know what, I only need a couple of these days. I see you have this tiny window that's open. Somebody booked half the week, but they didn't book the whole week. If I were to finish that off for you and I took the other half of the week, could we work out a deal? You will usually find that owner is very happy to have somebody in, and you're last minute, so they were not going to fill it. They're happy to have someone in those nights versus having the nights empty. So you can end up getting a really great deal. We saved a chunk of money to be able to go to the beach for a couple of nights off of what they wanted for someone to stay there just because we asked for it. So if I went through a management company, they don't usually have that flexibility. So I do want to look for it to have the owner's name, the owner's information in that little sidebar if you've ever used vacation rental by owner. It's vrbo.com. But that would be one where you're kind of just putting yourself out there. I mean, if they say no, you're never going to meet these people. They don't know who you are. But at least asking them and seeing what they are willing to give you is going to be a pretty big help. And you'll be surprised. So earlier this year, this was our big vacation for the year. We took our family to Washington, D.C. over Christmas vacation. We left the day after Christmas, and we were gone for a chunk. We went to Colonial Williamsburg. We used points. We stayed there for free. Then we went to Washington, D.C., and we did a vacation rental in Washington, D.C. It was 2 blocks behind the Capitol. This is off-season for them, though. It's in the middle between Christmas and New Year's, not a lot of traffic. And we split that house with another family. So we had I'm trying to count, it's a 4-bedroom house, and there were really 11 of us in the house, but it was perfect. There's no way we could have gotten hotel rooms as inexpensively as we got that house because we split it with another family, because we went during the off season for them. So you can definitely kind of add up the savings if you can do a little bit of work around with your travel plans too, in terms of the time that you're going, the time that you book, how much lead time you give them versus last minute deal time. And that may be way more than you wanted to know as well. Teray says we're going to Disney soon and thinking about getting a Disney visa. Do you think it's smart to get this for the discounts and the special character meet and greets? We would only use this for Disney trips and probably no other large purchases. We usually go every other year. So Teray, to get the Disney visa, the only way, it's going to give you some discounts in the park. It's definitely going to give you some perks in the park. And if you wanted to go that route, you can. But if you're wanting to get it to like earn points or to earn anything beyond that, if you're not using it outside of your trip, then you're not going to really have that much of an incentive from it. So me having a Marriott card doesn't get me anything unless I'm using it a little bit here and there to earn points throughout the year that I can redeem. And I'm not 100% up on the Disney visa itself and the rewards that are around each card. Every single card for every single company is different. You have the Target card that offers you free shipping on anything from Target.com. You have airline cards that offer you free miles and free companion tickets, but it's learning all of that can be really tricky. It's going to be you sitting down and saying, is this worth it? If it has an annual fee, it's probably not worth it. Would we earn any extra rewards? Would we use this throughout the year, pay it off month by month, obviously, to earn future Disney trips? Then maybe I might look into it. But I think you could get some of those special meet and greets and whatnot without having the credit card too. So just kind of doing some hunting on how to find those extra deals and those extra incentives without having to have the credit card open and not using it. It's really just a liability at that point. I don't know that I would do that if I wasn't going to use it on a regular basis. Let me jump up, and before I forget, let's take Brady's question. Let me see if I can hunt for it, Brady. We did a post on saving on glasses. Let's see. This is where I have to remember what the title was. There we go. Here's the post for you. Saving on glasses, contacts, and eye exams. So that should help you. I just stuck it in chat for you, Brady. Okay, Betsy, I've just moved to the South and found out I need a new septic tank. And I'm told that it's about $3,200. I'm in Mobile, Alabama. I don't have a job right now. Any ideas for saving money? It's incredibly important. That is a ton of money. Betsy, I would, without having a job, it's hard to say, can we look at getting a special line of credit or a homeowner line of credit to kind of cover it? Obviously, that's going to be really tricky without having a job. The saving money part, Betsy, is going to be coming down, and a lot of folks don't like this, but coming in and really looking at what you're spending money on, what is a need versus what is a want. And this is just kind of like budget 101 for so many people. But if you can't afford, a really large purchase that you need to make, then we've got to get rid of cable. We need to get rid of even possibly cell phones or data plans on cell phones. Let's go back to the old flip phones. They still make phone calls. They still work. The things that aren't important. Even down to, if we're tight on our budget for grocery money, because we live on a pretty strict grocery budget every single week, there's no room for juice or for snacks, then there's no room. It's not going to fit in. So you have to be able to be restrictive for yourself on those extra purchases. For my husband and I, this isn't an option now where we live, but in our old house, we did not pay for trash pickup, because to have trash pickup, you had to pay quarterly. It wasn't provided by the county. There was a dump site that we could take our trash to that was maybe 3 miles down the road, and we didn't have to, that was part of our taxes. We did not have to pay to use that. Well, I'm going to take the trash. It's just going to become part of my weekly routine. We're not going to pay $200 a quarter to have trash pickup at the driveway. And we weren't the only ones in our neighborhood who did this. So we don't have cable. We don't have fancy phones. We're not paying for trash pickup. And we're really cutting in on as many of the budget items that aren't necessities as humanly possible, so that you can try to save in other ways by putting little bits of money aside at a time. And Betsy, it might be that you also get creative with making some money. So maybe we're going to have garage sales. We're going to sell some things on eBay or possibly on Etsy. Let's get creative. Let's see what you're able to jump in there and do, just so that you're earning a little bit to be saving a little bit more too. Even down to think of larger purchases, clothing wise, do we have to have it right now? If we do, let's check Goodwill first. These aren't bad things. I was just in Goodwill like a week ago, grabbing skirts to turn into smaller skirts for my 7-year-old. They have great clothes at a super good price for most items. It's a place that we should all be at, honestly. But just making sure that you're doing kind of the tightest that you can on so many areas of your budget, not to mention groceries, which would be my neck of the woods too, but that we're incorporating all of that to try to save as much as you can each month. And sadly, a septic tank isn't something where we can just sit around and hope that we can save enough by the end of the year. That's a purchase that usually needs to be made pretty quickly before it starts backing up into the house and causing other problems. So hopefully you can get that kind of settled quickly. Brady says we're taking a trip to Gatlinburg in September for our anniversary. We're planning to stay in the same cabin we stayed in for our, I clicked on the wrong one, for our honeymoon. However, it's going to be $400 for our 2 nights, which is astonishing, as we didn't pay that much back a few years ago. Are there any tricks to getting a great deal on a cabin up there? Gatlinburg in specific. And September is not I guess you're getting into the fall season, so it could be kind of peak in a sense for them. I think that their peak is actually a little bit later than that. If you're wanting to stay in the exact same place, you're very limited. You are, it's almost like trying to be brand loyal, Brady. You're putting yourself in a bucket that doesn't have a lot of options. So I don't know that I can necessarily help with this specific capping company, this specific date, or, all of that you've definitely put yourself in that special bucket for. But if you're willing to branch out, then it might be that you do some hunting on Gatlinburg Deals. And that's one where even those pop up on Groupon and Living Social from time to time. So go do escapes. I'm trying to even, let's see. I have to confess I've never even been to Gatlinburg, but you kind of make me want to go. If I go hunting, even inside of escapes and vacations on Living Social, I know in the past there have been Groupon and Living Social deals for Gatlinburg. It doesn't look like Living Social currently has any, but you can always, see what comes up as the months go on and wait, possibly. Let's see. Trying to do a quick search for you. See what we get. I'm making up dates. Living Social makes you pick dates. Groupon does not. Yeah, Living Social doesn't currently have anything in Gatlinburg, but they will. They always do. So if you are willing to be flexible, that might be where I would head you or point you to, is to start looking there as they come up, as they're more in season. They're just not in season right now. Folks aren't looking for mountain vacations when it's summertime. So you're going to find more in the fall when folks are wanting to head up for leaves changing. And you will find them. Bed and breakfasts, you'll find them as well. So it's not just cabins, but just kind of hunting around and seeing what's available, remembering cash back on those as well, remembering coupons. We regularly see coupons on the escapes for Groupon and Living Social, like much more often than we see coupons for everything else, because their getaways and their escapes are so much more expensive. So using those coupon codes is going to be a much bigger savings for you. And sometimes it's a coupon code that's good for up to like $200. So hunting for those and seeing what you grab. And I do on Groupon have, Groupon does show numerous Gatlinburg options that are more in there's even one in Gatlinburg that's $64 a night. So just kind of hunting and seeing what you can kind of grab from one of those. It may not be where you stayed, may not be the same thing, but it's definitely a discount over paying the $400 if you're willing to trade up on space. Let's see. Sarah asks a big question right now for a lot of people. Cheaper family health insurance. A good plan, but not as expensive. We currently pay $700 a month for health, dental, and vision. It's a great plan, but we're looking for every way to cut back on our budget. So Sarah, this is a really hard one for a lot of people, and not knowing, ages and how many children and whatnot, you're going to find that everybody's going to have a different price for you. One thing that we have used in the past, and I was actually considering writing a post on, but we're not currently using it right now. We have normal, I guess, health insurance right now, but we have used the MediShare programs, and the one in particular that we used was Samaritan's Ministries. And there are a number of different programs out there. Samaritan's Ministries is one of the top ones, as is Christian MediShare, I think is its name. But there are a few others as well. And the way that these work is you pay a monthly fee, which I think is around $350 for your entire family. And that really and truly, you end up writing the check to another family that has a need. You are responsible for the first $300 of any large expense. So if I, had an MRI or needed to have, broke my arm, I'm going to owe the first $300. After that, they're going to negotiate the bill to bring it down, and then they're going to submit your bill to a number of people for them to pay you their $350 share this month directly to you. Now that's how Samaritan's Ministries works, and that's the one that we did. So we would write our check each month to Sarah Grace and our $350 and stick it in the mail to you. But every person was assigned who to send it to, so they knew that your bill was being paid, but they didn't necessarily get my money. I sent my money straight to you. They just told me who to send it to. And those are a massive savings over normal health insurance. Now, why they're a massive savings? They are allowed. They fully count. You don't get any penalty under the Healthcare Act that is out there. Sorry, I always call it Obamacare, so I have no clue what its real name is. But you won't have to pay any penalty. You will still qualify and look like you qualify as having insurance. They don't always cover everything, in the sense like they don't have prescription coverage a lot of times that's included, and they don't cover pre-existing conditions under some of the companies. So you have to do some research to kind of compare them all, contrast them all against each other. We have used them. They were a very huge blessing for us when we used them. Now, we didn't actually need anything while we used them. We were great, but we did not have the money for health insurance. My twins were newborns. I quit my job to stay home with them. My husband's job didn't offer benefits. And for us to get a family insurance plan, even then, this was almost 10 years ago, was going to be over $900 because our twins were preemies. And they just panic when they see that. That's pre-existing conditions in their book. So for us to pay, at that point, it was even less. It was like $275 a family. That was a massive savings for us. We knew we were covered if something huge came up, but we didn't have, the monthly cost of $700 a month for health insurance, which is huge. Even if you are paying the $350 into one of the MediShare programs and going ahead in your own boat, putting $350 into a savings account every month, at the end of the year, if I didn't have any big expenses, we have a big chunk saved up to help cover any big expenses that are coming, prescriptions, whatever the case may be. You're probably going to come out ahead if you went that route. It does take a little bit of faith, and they're all faith-based, so maybe that's why. But that's one of the biggest places I would point you to for health insurance. And another one would be to make sure that if we go with the actual qualifications of a lot of things now, we've gone with the bronze plan, we've gone with a smaller company, just make sure the doctors that you want to see are under that company. So last year we switched from Blue Cross Blue Shield to United. It was much cheaper just to switch companies. It did mean that for some of us that our doctors weren't included, we had to find new doctors, but for most people, the doctors were included. It just was figuring out how to save money because our costs went up by over 35%. Now that's as a business. We have people who work for us, and there's no way that I could run Southern Savers all by myself. So if I've got to cover health insurance and my health insurance cost as a business is going up 35%, that's pretty massive. So we're trying to figure out as well how to cut those costs. And it meant switching to a higher deductible. It meant switching to a smaller company. So United over Blue Cross Blue Shield, still a massive company, just not the brand name of Blue Cross Blue Shield in our neck of the woods. And that was right there, kind of cut the cost from around $350 to $400 a person down to $180 or so. Now we have single folks, not with children. So you have to kind of compare that cost as opposed to yours, but just so you kind of see everything that's out there. And Tere's asking in terms of the MediShare program, is that a privacy violation? Now, Tere, that's when you sign up for them, you know that this is how it's going to be shared. You're never told what was wrong with the person, if that helps. So they're not saying, hey, Martin family, you need to mail your check straight to Tere. She had such and such and such. So we don't know what's wrong. We just know that you have a medical need. We're asked to pray for you and to mail you this check. And we know that because it got sent to us from the company, that the company's approved it. It was a true medical need. It's not that you just sent us a letter and asked for money. They said, this month you mail your portion to this person. So you know their name, but you don't know anything else. And that's just part of the program. So when you sign up, you're okay with that. You know the same's gonna happen if you're sick. And they're usually very happy to have their check and to know that someone's praying for them as well. So I guess HIPAA may not be happy, but you don't necessarily know what's wrong with them. Okay, let's jump to a Kroger question. Will Kroger give overage? And if I get a rain check at Kroger and they don't specify size, is it okay to get a larger size or a different type? So Kroger, will they give overage? If I buy an item that costs $1 and I have a $1.50 coupon, yes, I would get overage there. So I'm not, Sarah, and I don't remember, I should start like making mental notes on a lot of you guys that are on every week. So Sarah Grace, I don't remember where you live. I'm pretty sure you're not in a land where Kroger doubles, but even if you were, you will not earn overage from the doubling of a coupon. So if I bought a product that cost 75 cents and I used a 50-cent coupon, it's gonna stop at 75 cents. I'm not gonna earn up to $1. They only double in Nashville, Tennessee. But if you were in that area, not gonna earn it there. Only if you bought a $1 product and you used a $2 off coupon, yes, you would earn overage. For a rain check that doesn't specify size, type, etc., technically you could use it on anything that you'd like. They should have filled it out correctly, and that's their error. But also be possibly ready for a cashier to flip out when you use it and say, there's no size here. I don't know what to do. We have to get a manager. We have to get this approved. So just be ready to kind of stand your ground on whatever it is that you do grab in case they flip out. So you don't know how they're going to respond to what you're walking up to or walking up with. But you could if there's nothing listed there at all. Okay, are there ever any coupons for Home Depot or Lowe's? If not, is there a better time to get deals? We have a large home repair and need to buy a lot of items. So there are coupons that are out there. Sometimes you have to hunt them, and they do end up in some unique places. We've grabbed them before from eBay, which is really where folks have, yep, looks like there are even some currently there. Folks have moved. So if I move and I change my address with Lowe's, with the post office, then I get into a system where I can earn 10% off coupons from moving. And if you do that, just make sure that the person has a really good rating, that they're not selling you a coupon that they've made a ton of copies of. So you want to look at their seller rating and all of that. But right now, you could actually get some Lowe's 10% off coupons for like $3 on eBay. Just do your research on who you're getting it from. You can change your address if you wanted to go that route. You would need to have a place to change it to. But that would get you signed up for a 10% off coupon. Also, signing up for Lowe's and Home Depot's emails will put you into their system and making sure that you give them your home address. So Lowe's sends us, I feel like at least every 6 weeks, we get a mailer that has $25 off of a $250 purchase, $10 off a $50 purchase. Those are good coupons. One is really 20%, a $10 off 50 is a 20% savings. And then Home Depot will send out coupons via email. So if you sign up for the Home Depot emails, you'll get those every couple weeks. And they aren't always for large purchases, hardware purchases, but they are coupons. And the fun part is, once I have a coupon to one of those stores, they all accept competitor coupons. So even if I found a coupon in my neck of the woods for an Ace Hardware, our Lowe's is going to take that because we have an Ace Hardware down the street. So if I've got a coupon from a competitor, I can walk right into Lowe's and use that as well. So there may be some more options than you thought, but I would head to eBay, I would sign up for those emails and make sure they have my home address so that I can get anything that they're going to send out, and then look for competitors as well. Okay, let's see, I missed someone's questions. Oh, yeah, and Betsy is also answering your question too and saying that there are gift card discount sites like Raise.com and Cardpool. Yes, where you can get a huge discount on getting the credit card or getting the gift cards through those sites. Another option too would be that you take advantage of some gas savings. I don't know where your grocery stores are, but if I'm looking for Home Depot or Lowe's savings, I'm going to head to Kroger or Buy Low. I'm more of a Buy Low girl in my neck of the woods. If I buy a $50 gift card to Lowe's at Buy Low, I'm going to earn fuel perks to buy that, which is really 5 cents off a gallon of gas, 10 cents off a gallon of gas on every $50 gift card that you grab. So I buy a $50 gift card, I just earn 10 cents off a gallon of gas, up to 20 gallons for every $50 gift card that I buy. Then if I have to make a massive purchase, I'm just paying in all of these $50 gift cards, but I could have earned all the way to a free tank of gas just by taking advantage of the gas savings when I grabbed the gift card. So it's another way to push it further. So you can do Raise.com, you can do giftcardmall.com. Those are a lot that are online. Or I can get some gas savings by heading to the local grocery stores that are offering those as well. And then Ebates, if you made your purchases online. So I'm not going to get, or I guess you're talking Ebates. I don't know necessarily where Betsy was pushing you. So you could look, let's see if Ebates offers cash back to Raise. It doesn't look like they do. Or gift card mall. It's kind of tiny. I could go through Ebates. I get 1% cash back from gift card mall if I grab my gift card there, went through Ebates first. But the other one would be that you went to the grocery store, you grabbed the gift cards, then I shopped online for some of the things that I needed, and I earned cash back from my shopping online. So you could kind of take it that far. So go through Ebates and then head to Lowe's. Through Ebates, you're going to earn 2% at Lowe's. For Home Depot, 1%. But it's a little bit back on your entire purchase as well. So hopefully that will all help. Let's see. I think we did a really great job of hitting everything that I had here. One other thing that I was going to mention in terms of local deals was having contract work done and spa salon stuff. And that's another one where there's almost more of that on Groupon and Living Social than there is anything else. So if you needed to get your hair cut, looking there first, obviously not being loyal to the same person is what you're going to have to do this on a repeat basis. But it is going to be a very good deal. There's one right now where you could get a cut, wash, shampoo, cut, style, and eyebrows for $27. it's a really good price. Or looking into local schools. So in our neck of the woods, we have a Redken school. We have a number of other cosmetic schools. You can go in and get a haircut there. It's $5. You can get cut in colors, even for really cheap. You're in a school, so you're kind of putting a little faith in this one, but you can get a good deal. Or you can do what we do. We had a haircutting day on our front porch this morning. I cut my husband's hair, he cut my hair, we move on to the kids. So I haven't had my hair cut by someone in an actual salon in a couple of years, but that's okay. Will coupons.com get more coupons? They dropped about 75 today. Since it was the beginning of the month, I was kind of surprised. Is there a schedule of coupons being added? So Sarah Grace, they added a ton on the first of the month. They added over 75 on the first of the month. And they do have some that usually drop off after about the first week. Some of them because they've met their limit within the first week very quickly, and some because they were left over from last month and they just didn't nix them. They do continue to add them throughout the month. So usually every single day we see upwards of like 5 to 10 new ones every single day. This month, I don't know that we're going to see a big influx in the middle of the month. Their biggest day is always the first of the month. So we see coupons.com just load a ton the first of the month. You can head and print them. But you can also, like if I'm on the Southern Savers coupons.com page, and you're going to look how you can sort by category up in the top left-hand corner. There's an option to see which ones are expiring soon. So for me, if I head there, I think I looked earlier today, it was like 37. So if you click on the more, or 38, sorry, you can click on expiring soon. And it's really showing you all of the coupons that are set to go away in the next 7 days. And for that one, they're not going to expire if you print them. They're still going to be good for 30 days. So for you, maybe just keeping an eye on that section and saying, is there anything here that I want to grab before it expires? That'd be a great category to look through, once a week even, just so you're not going to miss them. But the big day for new coupons is always the first of the month. Lately, coupons.com has been following a Sunday start too, so we've been seeing a number of new coupons come out on Sundays. Red Plum puts out a lot of new printables on Sundays. Not other big schedules though, other than the first of the month for most of those sites. Okay, Brady asked about infant formula. Is there a cutoff on the age of your child that they stop sending rebate checks? We got them, we use them every month. But about 7 months of age, they no longer sent them, and Similac wouldn't answer this. We got the sample packs of formula from all the different companies, and I have friends that are signing up and getting theirs as well. So in terms of the rebate checks, Brady, another option for you if they've stopped sending them would be for you to kind of go in and change the birthday of your child. Think of it as internet safety. You don't want to give them all of the right information, but making them feel that you have a younger child if you feel like the age has cut you off on that one. The mother-in-law and grandmothers should have worked to get you more rebates though, and that's kind of surprising. And if you're brand loyal to Similac, there's not a ton that you can do if they're not going to send you rebates and you're kind of needing this formula. One option there too, Brady, though, is that you can, in the past, I used to sell ours on eBay, but want to say you can still head and get Similac coupons and rebate checks from eBay. Now, you're not going to get as big of a savings because people do buy them. So it's kind of crazy to me. You'll have $10 worth of checks and people will pay $7 for them. And yes, you've saved a little bit over time, but it is one option if you wanted to go that route to have a little bit of savings off of the formula, to look into the auctions that are on eBay for those formula rebate checks. But what I might do is kind of just to hop on and sign up as if we had another kid coming, or we changed the kid's birthday to see if that would get us back into the system. Having a grandmother sign up with a different birthday to see if that got you back into the system. If it worked, then great. Beyond that, it might be asking even, your OB or your pediatrician, do they have any samples that are about to end that they would be willing to get rid of? Because there are times where they have them in their little formula closets. They have to get rid of them when they expire. And if I can be there to help you with that, that's wonderful. So just asking what they have. Sarah Grace is saying at her store for Kroger, she doesn't have any problems using e-coupons and paper coupons. Is this my store, or do the computers not catch this? Now, generally, Sarah Grace, the computers totally catch it. So it's actually kind of surprising to me that your store isn't having problems, because Kroger's are notorious for kicking one or the other out. It could also be that you have been using, and I don't think any of them are currently out, but Kroger does occasionally put out e-coupons that are good up to like 4 or 5 times. And there's special kinds of e-coupons that are good for a large number of purchases. If you use those with a paper coupon, the computers will always take both. I don't see any on their site right now. I just see normal e-coupons on their site right now. So I'm not quite sure why your computer would take both, or why your store is taking both. Most do not. So just be careful, because it could end magically one day. So Teray's asking, I recently did a post and a video on coupon inserts. Why do I use Tampa and not Atlanta? And what is the actual cost? Is it worth it? And we'll go ahead and kind of end here for the night question-wise as well. I know some of you have, a basketball game to watch if you want to watch the championship game. So for me, I get the Tampas only because they, that's just what that company offers. So we get our inserts from SundayCouponInserts.com. I'm just putting that in chat if anybody needs the URL. And there are a number of websites that do this. So I'm not trying to say that this one is the best by any means. It's just the one that we use. That website gets their inserts from the Tampa area. Could you find a whole coupon insert site that gets them from Atlanta? Possibly. I have not been successful in that. So for me, I'm content. Tampa is a very large city. It has a ton of good offers in it. Does it have every offer that was in Atlanta's paper? No, but it has most of them, and it has way more than was in my local paper. The cost of this on a normal basis is between $10 and $12 a Sunday for 4 inserts, or 4 sets of inserts, should I say. So if there were 2 inserts in Sunday's paper, there was a Red Plum and a Smart Source, I'm getting sent 8 inserts total, 4 Red Plums, 4 Smart Sources, and I pay for shipping. It comes in a flat rate priority mailer, so it comes fast. I'm going to pay as much as I would normally pay for 4 papers to do that. So it's no cost increase at all. 4 papers in my area cost $3 on a Sunday per paper, so I'm paying $12 for those 4 papers. If I bought them locally, I'm paying $4 to buy them from SundayCouponInserts.com. So same exact cost for me. Is it worth it? Personally, I love not having to hunt down the Sunday paper because I can't get it delivered on a regular basis to our house. I don't have to hunt down a second one. I do split those with folks, so I don't need 4 every single week. And you could do the same, and that's going to decrease your cost because now we're halving the shipping cost. You can actually get up to 10 sets of inserts in one flat rate mailer. So if I split this with 3 or 4 friends, we could have a really good deal once we start really splitting up the cost of that shipping. So yes, for us, it's a great thing to just say, hey, oh, it's Monday, and here are the inserts, and I didn't have to worry about it. And I didn't have to chunk the whole paper either, which is kind of nice because I don't want the whole paper. Okay, I guess we'll hit 2 more. Card pool and raise. How do we know that the gift cards are guaranteed? They require that the person who's selling them put in a ton of information, and they do guarantee them through their site that this is, you know, the actual gift card, that you're going to have the full value on it. I've sold a couple of gift cards through Raise.com. I've never used Cardpool, but I've never had problems with Raise in using their system and getting cards from their system. And I did a couple posts about them a few years ago. I haven't done one recently, but that would be the one I would point you to, having had used them. Not that they're any better than any others, but they do offer guarantees, so you're pretty safe. What are recommendations for saving on cell phone bills? My husband and I have iPhones. I don't want to say how much we spend each month. We're trying to cut back on our budget in every area. We previously had regular phones. Let's see, I'm just going to put your question up here. It's kind of easier to read. Our bill went up about $80 when we grabbed the iPhones, which didn't seem like much. My husband makes a lot of phone calls and needs the internet to check emails. Are there cheaper, realistic options? So Sarah, I did a big saving on cell phones post a while ago. Let me see if I can quickly find it. Let's see. Come on. With those, the biggest thing that I found was that you're going to pay for name brand on who you have your service through. So let's see, is this the right one we want? Nope. It's hard. We've done so many random ones. I'll have to do some digging, but if you'll send me an email, I'll shoot you a link to it after we're done. I'll find it for you. The biggest thing I would point you to is possibly some prepaid plans. I have a lot of folks that I know that are with the Walmart prepaid plans. They actually run on the Verizon towers, so you've got the same Verizon service, but you're getting a considerable discount on the monthly price, and it's a prepaid plan. So looking into those systems, especially because you're getting the same service as Verizon, test out the data service for others using their websites. They'll let you kind of test where you live and see what the service would look like. But T-Mobile had the cheapest prices. AT&T had was in the second, maybe even third. Sprint was really second. Verizon was last. So Verizon had the worst prices possible. But looking at those prepaid plans from Walmart, those were the best prices imaginable. That included data, that included email. You know, as long as your husband's not trying to watch movies on his phone, trying to do a lot of that, you're good. You're not going to use a ton of data. We're just talking email here. You can do this on a much lower plan from the Walmart system, from a prepaid system, possibly even the Virgin Mobile system, which is still about the same in terms of price point as the Walmart systems, and that's going to save you massive amounts. And when I mean massive, like their data plan phones started at like $35 a month versus you have an increase of $80. So that's not even your monthly bill. That's just your increase of your monthly bill. It's a very big savings to make this switch. That said, I don't know where you are in your current contract. So you'll have to figure out how you could either get out of that or what your options are. T-Mobile and Sprint will buy you out of your current contract. So if the savings is significant enough with those, maybe that's an option to get you started on some savings, and then you switch when that contract is up with them. And I don't even know, now that I think about it, that T-Mobile even does contracts anymore. It's month to month. So that may be the way to go, just to get you out of the Verizon contract, that you switch to T-Mobile, and then you switch to someone else after that. Okay, we went all over the board. Hopefully that helped for folks tonight. We are not going to do a Google Hangout next week. We will probably have one the week after, but I'm going to kind of just play life by ear for the next couple of weeks. I don't really know how life's going to go. So we'll just see where we are. But the plan is no Google Hangout next week. The next Google Hangout will be on, my plan anyway, would be April 20th. So 2 weeks from tonight, same time, 8:30. And you can just look for links and sign up links on Southern Savers as well. So I hope to see you all back in a couple weeks, and consider it spring break from Google Hangouts. So y'all have a good night. Thanks for joining me.